Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Caribbean Kurrent TV, courtesy of 2bcaribbean.com and Massive and Crew. You know that we look out to the community, for the community, about the community, to talk to the community. And of course, it's always the Caribbean, no matter where they are. And right now, it's the Caribbean Diaspora in the US. We have a presidential election. Tuesday is voting day. And for the first time ever, maybe the last time ever, but hopefully not the last time ever, we have a Caribbean American person on the presidential ticket. This is huge. And I have one of my favorite people. Anybody who's followed my career know that I've been dealing with this guy from a long time. He is the first, hopefully not last, electoral person on the Electoral College. He's from the Caribbean. He is a lawyer. He just ran for office. He's a super activist. Ladies and gentlemen, Marlon Hill, Esquire, the attorney. How you doing, sir?
Good to see my brother SkyWalker. Thank you for having me on. Caribbean Kurrent family. Thank you for doing your duty and getting out there. Energy. We need energy for the next couple of days. Early voting continues today. Depends on the state that you're from. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday is the last opportunity to put your stamp on history before 7 p.m. and before the polls close.
Exactly. So we went straight to it. Of course, I mentioned the first ever Caribbean American person is running for office. That's, of course, Kamala Harris. She is running for vice president. She's from Jamaica. See that flag back there? Just saying. The father from Jamaica, mother from India. She was big time Attorney General for California. Landed one of the biggest cases when they shut down white collar crime, which was some of the biggest banks in the United States. And then went to Congress, in the Senate. And she since she was sent, she's really, in my opinion, been a representative of people trying to do justice reform, trying to bring things that are needed for the communities, trying to have real conversations about the way the powerful interact with the everyday people. The list is long. That being said, Marlon, a lot of Caribbean people said to me, don't tell me how bad the orange guy in the White House is. Tell me why I should vote for the Biden-Harris ticket. Don't tell me how bad the orange guy in the White House is. Tell me why I should vote for the Biden-Harris ticket.
The team is really inconsequential. It's not important for purposes of what we need to do. The most important thing people need to realize is that we have the power to determine exactly what is in sync with our values and our interests, personal, family, your business, people in the Caribbean region. It's not apples to oranges. It's really pear avocado, or it's either jerk to curry, right? It's not the same, right? So ultimately, when you look at Joe and Kamala compared to Donald and Mike, folks are going to find that if you have a family member with pre-existing conditions, you want them to be taken care of. Like my wife, Carla, who's a 2-time breast cancer survivor and kidney transplant recipient. If you have kids or nieces and nephews who are Black and you want them to live a life that is safe on the streets and not presumed to be guilty before they're innocent, the choice is clear. On the ballot, if you want your kids to see an example of decency and dignity and what it means to act in a place of or a role of leadership, the choice is very clear on the ballot. If you want your kids to pursue a life that is prosperous in their chances of equity in education, the choice is clear in my mind for Joe and Kamala. If you want to live in a world where you see more birds chirping and fish swimming in the sea, the choice is clear to me with Joe and Kamala. If you want to live in a world where people are united with their families in terms of a just and humanitarian immigration policy, the choice is very clear in my mind. So when you take a stop and just take a look at the DJ that is playing and the music that they're playing, to me, it is music to my ears coming from the leadership from Kamala and Joe in terms of us building back better and getting ourselves out of this COVID-19 and acknowledging that it is a serious public health crisis, because without life, we can't do anything.
Big respect. And you know what? As a DJ, I appreciate that analogy. Because I keep on trying to make sure I play the music that keep on people choosing me. That makes sense. Now, there is a lot of, and those are good points. But there's a lot of confusion with persons when it comes to understanding the Electoral College and how that relates to having to have a huge turnout. Because last time, Hillary got most votes.
Yeah.
But Trump won. So for those who don't really get it.
It's Electoral College 101. The bottom line is that you need to understand the power of your vote. Your single vote, the vote of your family, the vote of your crew, your massive, your community organization, your alumni organization, your social group, your domino group, every single vote contributes to your state delivering the electoral votes for your candidate of choice. 538 Electoral College votes allocated based on the number of congressional seats. As your state grows in population, you get more electoral votes. So for our voters that live in Florida, Georgia, Texas, or Caribbean voters that are in states like North Carolina, Illinois, right? Even other places out west. Every single vote that a Caribbean person decides to allocate and put their voice in the ballot moves the needle closer to winning. For every Caribbean voter that withdraws their vote and says, it doesn't matter to me, it doesn't care, I'm not going to move the needle, then it contributes to the potential of losing those votes. The bottom line at the end of the day, based on the 2016 map or the 2012 map, Florida, or even looking at Georgia, which I think is going to turn blue this year, it's all based on moving the needle one vote and one family at a time. It's a simple mathematical equation. 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 0 = 1. You can't win.
Makes sense. Now, even though we're speaking about having everybody come out, just to make sure the numbers really even make it, there's no question asked. Just even looking at 2016, just show how important even one vote can be and can even change a whole course of a situation. Or even 2000.
Absolutely. We won the popular vote in 2016, but they overlooked the states that we needed to win. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, the states in the Southwest and Florida. These are very important states that we must win. And we must also go after the states that people think that we may not win. Texas, Georgia. Why are they so tight right now? So ultimately, for Caribbean people, especially in states where we have large percentages of the population and continuing to grow, Haitians, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, all the other persons of Caribbean descent, they will make a difference. If the 600,000 persons of Caribbean descent in Florida turn out 75, 80%, that is going to turn the table. And I see those numbers moving in that direction. So ultimately for the next, by Tuesday, you need to know where your designated precinct is. Make sure you have a photo ID. Get in line by 6:59 p.m. It does not matter how long the line is, Jason. The line could be 5,000 people at 6:59. You will be allowed to vote. No one, no matter what the news says, whether it's the USPS and their professional lack of resources, the lack of resources in their industry, whether it's a big truck with a flag from the other side that is circling your car, or a supportive bus, or a person with open carry standing outside the polling station, none of those things can suppress the vote, but you are the singular person, you're the singular power that can suppress your vote. None of those things can stop you from voting. And this is very important for people to understand.
No one can suppress your vote but you.
That's all you need to remember by Tuesday, right? The Constitution, the laws, and even when people are trying to do things to disinformation or to discourage you or to create seeds of doubt or lack of confidence. You need to ignore all of that noise, right? Because the only person that can stop you, if you believe that you have the right to vote, even if you're a convicted felon and you paid your debt to society and you registered to vote on time and you paid your fines, you have the right to vote.
Period.
And no one can stop you from getting you into that line. If you're holding on to a vote by mail ballot 2 days before the election, what are you waiting on? There are options for you to go to a drop-off location and drop it off and then go online and to track it. If you believe you are one of those people that dropped your vote by mail ballot in the mail and it hasn't arrived yet and you're concerned that it won't get there in time, go vote a provisional ballot. If the vote by mail ballot arrives on time, it will cancel out the provisional ballot. If it doesn't arrive on time, the provisional ballot will then count. Again, they can't stop you. The only person that can stop you from voting, or any family member or friend, is you. Period. Full stop.
Big respect, Marlon. I want to thank you very much. I know today is a busy day. Today, this recording is done on Sunday. Is early voting done on Sunday? Is it over?
Already done in Georgia. Early voting is already done in Texas. Early voting ends today in Florida at 7 p.m., depending on the county that you vote. If you are listening to this segment in any other state, go to iwillvote.com. It will direct you to what the rules are. If you're holding on to a vote by mail ballot, you just take it to the elections department headquarters. It must be in their physical possession by 7 p.m. And again, go and vote the provisional ballot. If you feel that your vote by mail ballot is lost or misplaced, it doesn't really matter. Just go and submit the provisional ballot, because no one can stop your vote, no matter what they do, even if they are the president of the United States.
Well, people, as I said before, I'm looking for Kamala to shove out the orange out the White House. You understand? Shove out the orange out the White House. But I can't do it by myself. I need your help, people. I need your vote. As Nadine Sutherland say, action, not a bag of mouth.
Here it is. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marlon Hill, thank you so much, sir. iwillvote.com. I'm going to make sure to bring Marlon here more often, because this dude really knows stuff that we don't really know. So, we'll make it happen. Marlon, thanks for all you do, sir.
Back to you.
Caribbean Kurrent TV again, 2bcaribbean.com. People, Jason SkyWalker says, vote. Boom.